Okay, today we are going to talk about area and perimeter, and our videos might look a little different for the next couple days because they will be made. I'm working from home since we're on NTI, so our videos, and I'm making them at home instead of at school, so at any point you might see Mac jump into the videos. You might also hear Beckett throw some toys or make some noise. He's behind the computer right now, so he could come into the video too. So these videos might be a little bit more entertaining. There might be some more guests. But we are going to talk about area and perimeter. So we are starting our multiplication unit. And we'll talk more about area and perimeter later on. But there will be we'll touch on it a little bit. Which area and perimeter is something you might have done in 3rd grade. With the way that we had the NTI shutdown last year, there were some things that were missed. Depending on how far your teacher had gotten in math, area and perimeter might have been one of those things. So what are area and perimeter? If we have, let's say I have my backyard. This is my backyard. We're going to pretend like it's a perfect rectangle. The area of the backyard is everything that's inside of it. So the area is what is inside. It's the area that fills a space or fills a shape. The perimeter of my backyard, I don't know if you can see that green. I'll switch colors. The perimeter of my backyard, there we go, that red's easier to see, is around it. How far around is a shape? So a lot of times area and perimeter will be in word problems. And so it might say John had a backyard. John's backyard was 9 yards long and it was 5 yards wide. If John wanted to plant grass seed in his entire backyard, how much grass seed would it take to fill the area? Or what is the area of John's backyard? So when we find area equals length times width. So area is length times width. So if we want to know the area of John's backyard, we're going to take our length times our width. So it would be the area would be 9 yards times 5 yards. Here's where area gets a little bit tricky. We know it's super important when we do area and perimeter that we include our units because that tells us what our number means. So when we do this, we know 9 times 5 is, you can either count by 5s or you can do your 9s trick. The multiplication practices, I've taken the grade off of them for this unit, so they're not required. I would highly recommend them though because it's going to make it a lot easier as we go through lessons if you know your multiplication facts. If you know that 9 times 5 is 45 right off the bat. So we know 45 is how much area his yard is, but 45 what? Our units is super important because what if I said it's 45 hippos? Well, I don't know what my unit is. You've got to know your unit. So we've multiplied our numbers. Now we have to multiply units. So when you do yards times yards, when you do area, that turns into square yards. So, John would need 45, he would need enough grass seed for 45 square yards. But what if John doesn't care about sowing grass seed? What if he has a dog that really likes to get out? And so John really wants to fence in his backyard. What is his fence? Does he want it all the way through his backyard? Or does he just want it around his backyard? If he wants it around his backyard, you're going to find your perimeter. Perimeter is length plus width plus length plus width. Because we can't just do length and width once because that's only going to get us fence around half of our backyard. The thing that a lot of people get confused on is they say, Miss Saunders, I can't do that problem because I don't know how long this is, and I don't know how wide this side is, and I don't know how long this side is. But you do know. So we know that a rectangle has two sets, the opposite sides are the same length. So if this side is 5 yards, that means this side is also 5 yards. And if this side is 9 yards, that means this side is also 9 yards. So now we can do that addition. And I'm going to erase the area one. If I write much farther down, you're not going to be able to see. So if perimeter is length plus width plus length plus width, that means our perimeter is 9 plus 5 plus 9 plus 5. So the way I always teach my kids to do it in class is don't try and add all 4 numbers. Break it down. Break it down into 2. What's 9 plus 5? 9 plus 5 is 14 plus 9 plus 5 over here is 14. So now I have 14 plus 14. You're okay. 14 plus 14 is 28. Now, I didn't multiply anything, so I don't need to multiply my units together. I just need to make sure that I know that my perimeter is 28 yards. So for area, you do length times width, and your unit is always square. Square inches, square feet, square miles, square yards, square centimeters, whatever your unit is. Perimeter, you cannot just add 2 sides because that will only give you half of your perimeter. It's length plus width plus length plus width, and you tack your unit onto the end of that.